Welcome back to the Andrew Finney Show, where we help you make sense of real estate. My name is Andrew Finney, and I'm with King Realty Group here in Las Vegas, Nevada. A couple of quick ground rules as we go about the day. The first one is this is a safe place. Please be respectful and polite. The second is if you're thinking about the question, there is no such thing as a stupid question. Please ask it if it's what's on your mind. And what we'll do is we'll lead in with a conversation that I had this last week with a wonderful lady in a very unfortunate situation. In fact, the conversation took place over email. So I wanted to share this with you because it was very, very disturbing. And I really hope that none of you are experiencing this, but what I'll do is I'll read her email and I'll read my response to it, and then we can field any questions that you might have about it. So to protect her, of course, I'm not going to share her name or any of her contact information, just the situation. So she sends me an email that says, I need some advice. I bought a cash sale house. I never got the keys from the seller after I purchased it. They promised me the tenants would be out before closing and that the electrical wiring and the plumbing was perfect. She goes on to say that she paid a fee for the tenant to move out prior to closing, and after closing, the seller and investor quit responding to her. When they moved to Ohio, where they bought the house as they were moving out of state, the tenants were still living there and that they burned the house. And she's wondering what she can do. She didn't have insurance and was told that she had to wait until she got to Ohio before getting homeowners insurance. She says, please help me. She paid cash for the home and wants to know what her options are. She says she has it in writing where they were lying about the tenants and the conditions of the house and wondering if she can get her money back. So obviously a whole bunch of nonsense going on right there. So my response to her was, thank you for watching my channel and reaching out. It's great to hear from you. I got to be honest with you. I'm quite disheartened and upset about what you shared with me is happening to you. No words can provide consolation or condolences for your situation. The reality is that homeowner insurance should have been in place prior to closing and has nothing to do with being in the state at the time or not. That being said, from what you've shared, it's unclear to me whether or not you had your own buyer's agent representing your best interest. Given what you've shared with me, my suggestion to you is to contact a real estate attorney or an attorney in general to review your legal options. Since I'm not an attorney, I'm unable to offer you legal counsel. All I can do is suggest that you may want to chat with legal counsel to further assist you and review your options with you. For what it's worth, I'm sending you positive mojo that everything works out in your favor. So it's quite disturbing, obviously, with the situation. So imagine if you were in her position. You bought a house out of state. You were buying it cash. You were taking the seller and clearly an investor at their word that everything was being taken care of. You put up money to get the tenant to leave early out of the property. You got there only to find out that the tenants were still there and have burned the house at the same time. And now you're in a conundrum with what's going on here. What do I do moving into a new area that she's not even familiar with? I mean, I really, really feel for her. And the reality of the situation is twofold. Number one, the moral of the story is no matter whether you're buying cash or getting financing, you always want homeowners insurance. And even if you're buying a property halfway across the country, all the way across the country, you can get homeowners insurance very easily by simply calling and letting them know that you're getting ready to close on a home. You always want to have homeowners insurance. That's number one. The second thing is if unfortunately something like this happens, and it sounds like she didn't have her own trusted real estate advisor acting on her behalf as her buyer agent, she got the wool pulled over her eyes, unfortunately, because she didn't know the process. So number two is to always have your own real estate counsel, your own trusted real estate advisor representing you in either the purchase or the sale of your property. That's the second thing. The third thing is if something reaches this point where you're wondering what your options are and she's wondering if she can get her money back and she's already closed on the property and such, what has to happen at that time is that a person would be wise to contact a real estate attorney or some kind of attorney in general to review the legal options moving forward, because it's the only way that any action could possibly take place is getting it into the capable hands of a good attorney. It's one of those situations that really pissed me the hell off, frankly, and it's one of the reasons that I make these videos is to help people make sense of real estate so they don't make these kind of mistakes. It's the reason that I've made so much content and I keep making even more content is to try to keep people from making bad decisions when it comes to real estate. It's not that we intend to make bad decisions. It's sometimes that we simply didn't know. And you'd be surprised perhaps about how many people have reached out to me about something that didn't work out right in the real estate transaction. And they find me after the fact as they're looking for answers. What should have happened to begin with is the education component of this. With knowledge comes power, and power to make a smart decision. So I'm glad that you're here watching this content. I'm glad for the 5,700 people and counting that are subscribed to the channel. And I think that we're really going to have an amazing 2019. The new recorded content starts coming out next week. Super excited to hear your feedback about it. Been working very, very hard on that for the last 3 months. And you'll see what I mean when you see the videos next week. All that to say, though, we got to get the information out. We have to spread the word so that people don't get hurt. We don't want to see another 2006 happen because people didn't educate themselves about their options. We don't want to see people get screwed over in real estate transactions because they didn't know. We got to get the information out. And the only way to do that is to continue sharing these videos. Tell your family, tell your friends about it. Make sure that you stay subscribed to the channel and you share it as many places as you can with your favorite videos, with the ones that you think are going to be able to help somebody out. We can and we will and we must do better to empower people to make smart decisions. Okay, so a little bit of a rant there, so I'll back off of that now. I hope that was educational, and I certainly hope that that was helpful. Matt Nelson says, what's up, Andrew? Sorry, haven't been in the past couple of live streams. I've been super busy. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Thank you, Matt. Yes, Christmas was absolutely wonderful. I hope that you enjoyed a very Merry Christmas with your family and friends in your brand new home. Super excited for you, Matt. Thanks for being here. LaRon Hall says, Merry Christmas, Andrew. I'd like to thank you for opening my eyes to home buying. We all appreciate you. LaRon, thank you so much, and it's been a pleasure chatting with you so far, as well as your grandparents that you referred to me last week. Definitely looking forward to working with you and your family, and happy to be there for you guys as we move forward. And I hope that you and yours enjoyed a very Merry Christmas as well. Okay, so the book of the week this week is called The Power of Consistency by Weldon Long. And the reason I wanted to bring it up is that we as people can do so much if we apply our thought and our energy to a worthwhile goal that we want in our life. Now, this goal can take the form of being personal, it can take the form of being professional, it can take the form of being anything that you want. The power of consistency and the premise behind it is by taking daily consistent actions towards your worthwhile goal. If you want something bad enough, you can achieve it because you will find a way to do it. It's the same thing that I do in real estate practice. So whenever I look at my schedule every single day and I'm sometimes not having the energy level that I would like to have, I keep pushing forward knowing that I have to take a small step every single day that's consistent, and by what's called the laws of accumulation, the accumulation effect, if you will, that it adds up over time, that makes it stronger and makes it better and gets me closer to the end goal, which is making things better in the real estate practice and the videos. What you're going to see in next week's videos is the culmination of almost 3 years of making videos, getting more comfortable with making videos and trying to get who I am behind the camera to you, so you know who I am, you honestly know who I am genuinely, and trying to convey the emotion and the passion and the concern that I have to you. It's sometimes, it sounds like it's easier than it is, and when you put on a little camera and that little eyeball is looking at you, it's not always so easy. So that being said, I've been working hard at it, and I really hope you enjoy the content that's coming out, and I really would love to see our channel really take flight. It took massive flight in 2018. Just for reference, a little bit of a history here on the channel. Last December, there was only about 275 to 300 subscribers on the channel. This December, we're just over 5,700 subscribers and continuing to grow. So it'd be really interesting to see, what the next December, when we have this conversation together, are we into the hundreds of thousands? Are we into the millions? I mean, where are we at in subscribers? Because the more people that watch these videos, the better off they're going to be making well-informed real estate decisions. So when we back it up to the power of consistency, it's by action. It's by my daily action. And if I can do this, so can you. I really want you to know, if I can do this, you can too. Think about what it is that you want and game plan it out by taking consistent action towards your worthwhile goals. If you're really, really strong about it, and sometimes you're like, I really want this, but then you don't back it up with action, then it's not a priority to you. I mean, if no one's ever told you that before, if you back off of something that you say is a priority, then it was never a priority to begin with. Because if it's that darn important to you, you will make it happen. We can always make things happen, no matter the challenges that are in front of us, no matter the time of the day. There may only be 24 hours in a day. At the same time, by discipline, we can get more and more done. Anyways, that's the book of the week, Power of Consistency by Wilden Long, and a couple of ways that I use it. So let's go ahead and get into some of the comments that came in over this past week. There was a comment that came in from a screen name of Real Estate Guy that was watching Who Pays the Real Estate Agent. Is one of the first videos that I'd ever made. And he mentions, so who pays the agent fees at closing, the buyer or the seller? In the show more description, I had put that the seller typically pays the closing cost, right? Well, not the closing cost, but the seller typically pays the real estate commissions. So the buyer closing costs are something that can be negotiable depending on the market conditions. In a hot seller's market, it's one of those things that are almost like taboo to even ask for. You got to think that the seller has what are called seller closing costs. So the buyer has what's called buyer closing costs. It's always best practice to be prepared for them as a buyer. The real estate commissions, so the commission that the listing agent and the buyer agent earn, are typically paid for by the seller. So what's that mean to you as a buyer? You need to come in with your down payment, your buyer closing cost, and be ready to go with any maybe broker transaction fees that your buyer agent may have. At the same time, the lion's share of the commission and the expense is being paid for by the seller. So in that video, he did point out that I did not specifically state that, and as opposed to just going in and talking about seller related expenses and how the buyer needs to be prepared moving forward. So I really appreciated him bringing that to light. That's how we learn and that's how we grow together. If I make a mistake, I'm happy to own my mistake and I'm happy to make it right. So I really appreciated the Real Estate Guy putting it out there so that I could own my mistake and make sure that I improve and do better in the future. So thank you for that. Delcia Tejada was watching How to Buy a Home in Another State, and she says, very helpful, thanks. I'm trying to buy from outside the country, actually she's in the Dominican Republic, to a city she's never been to before, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that video is really helping her out. Thank you, Decelia. I'm glad that it's working for you. Okay, Jamie Resendez was watching last week's live episode and just says, great video, just subscribe. Thank you, Jamie, for subscribing. We're glad that you're with us now, and we'll look forward to hopefully having you join in on the live sessions with us sometime in the future and listen to anything that you have. Okay, so then here goes another really long one that came in after watching last week's live session, and this one's by Jackie Vickery. And Jackie brings up some very, very good points here. It was actually a very long comment. So I'm just going to summarize this. If you want to check it out, you can go to last week's Making Sense of Real Estate with Andrew Finney and check it out in its totality. It is very in-depth. So essentially what she's asking for here, she's saying that she's getting ready to she's getting ready to list her home. She already has a listing agent in mind of who she wants to work with, but her and her listing agent are at a difference of opinion based upon what they believe the value of the home should be. It's a highly unique, custom type property in a community with a lot of custom properties that can range in differentials by thousands of square feet from house to house, and also in acreage in terms of the amount of land. So she had broken it down, said, hey, this is what my agent's saying. This is what I think it should be. Let me ask you, Andrew, what do you think we should do? So my answer to her is the same practice that I use here in Las Vegas, Nevada. When dealing with custom property, especially with that many different differentials going into it and around it, one of the best things that you could do as a seller is simply call an independent appraiser out and ask them what is their opinion of the value of that property, balance it against the comparables, balance it against what the seller believes the property is worth based upon the improvements they've made to the property, and come up with a good listing strategy. Use the appraisal as a marketing tactic to let buyers know, hey, we have already had the property appraised, this is what it appraised for, and this is what we're listed for, and make it available to them upon viewing the property. Doing so, if the buyers feel that the price is right and they agree with that price, then what could happen is she could have a multiple bid, or at least ways get an offer on the property. Now, there's a video that's coming out next year where I'm talking about the differences of assessed value, market value, and appraised value. They are three different things. So you might want to watch that video whenever it comes out, Jackie, and anyone else that's wondering about it. They are three separate things, and it's important to know how it impacts you as a homeowner, as a seller, and yes, even when you're buying a property, it impacts all of us in a real estate transaction, no matter what side of the transaction we may be on. All the same, Jackie, I really appreciated the wonderful information you provided. It made it very easy to get with you. Jackie's already responded that she'd really appreciate the tremendous insights I gave her, and that she will she's going to definitely hire an independent appraisal to see where it goes from there. Then we had Keith Kuhn that watched What is a Property Lien? And Keith simply says, great info, you are the man. Well, Keith, so are you, and I certainly appreciate you watching that, and I'm glad it was helpful to you. Anonymous watched bi-weekly and bi-monthly mortgage payments and simply says inspirational. Well, I'm glad that was inspirational to you. And yes, there are some really great ways to reduce the time on our home loan by just using a couple of quick tactics and ways of doing that. So if you're wondering how you can mitigate the 30-year fixed rate mortgage or any kind of mortgage for that matter, you might want to take a look at that, at the wisdom behind bi-weekly versus bi-monthly mortgage payments. Okay, then we had Buy One Brolick that had watched VA loan process, your step-by-step guide start to finish. This was again a video that I made in early on with one of my loan partners, Bill Marin, and he says, dude, you got to get rid of the sound effects, please. So yes, there was a period in my video production that I thought it might make the videos more fun by having well-placed sound effects here and there. In his case, he didn't really care for it, so he was letting me know. Appreciate the feedback. You really won't hear them in the videos that I have going on today or in next year's videos. Okay, then we had Zalmai that watched 7 things your real estate agent won't tell you buying a house. And Zal says, awesome tips. I'm in my late 20s and this is a great source of videos to learn about real estate. Keep it up. I'm going to watch all of your home buying tips playlist. Well, Zal, I hope that you enjoy watching that home buying tips playlist. And by the time you're done, my friend, you will definitely be a rock star of a home buyer or an investor. No matter what you want to do, you'll be extremely well educated. So I'm glad that you're taking such value from them and that you're adopting them into your real estate practice, into the way that you look at real estate in the future. Thanks so much, Zal. Really appreciate you. Then we had Bayonet Mike, and Bayonet Mike had watched the VA loan process, your step-by-step guide start to finish. And Bayonet Mike was giving me some criticisms in this video, so I'd like to share that with you. I'm all open for learning and growing, so it doesn't really hurt my feelings. I don't care. I make the videos to help people out of my passion to help people, and some people love them and some people don't, and that's okay. Tish R, I see you saying happy holidays all. Thank you, Tish, and happy holidays to you as well. So Bayonet Mike has said this video has a lot of really good information about the VA home loan process, but my God, I cannot take that guy on the left seriously, constantly cutting off the other guy to make some completely unnecessary joke that isn't funny at all. This video would have been much better if it was kept professional. The sense of humor kills it here. So Bayonet Mike, thank you so much for bringing that and sharing your opinion with us. And I'm glad that you took a lot of information out of it. So I'd respond to Bayonet Mike simply saying, thank you for watching and sharing with us. The guy on the left is me, Andrew Finney, who's the creator of the channel. And my passion is helping you make sense of real estate. Glad you enjoyed the content, even if you didn't get my humor. Real estate doesn't have to be stuffy or boring. It can be a lot of fun. It's all what we make it. All the same, sounds like the video didn't hit the mark for you. Hopefully, it still showed insights into the VA loan process for you that you can use to make a well-informed real estate decision. Thanks for watching and enjoy a happy holiday season. So, Poonam Singh, hi Andrew, happy holidays. Poonam, it's great to see you again. I've been wondering about you, so thank you for being here. For reference, everyone, Poonam is in South Africa. So when she joins in, I know it's like the nighttime, probably getting kind of late there right now. So Poonam, it's great to hear from you. I'm glad that you're here and I hope that you and yours enjoyed a happy holidays as well. So back to Bayonet Mike. Look, if you're going to give me some feedback or criticism, please do. And just let me know what you're thinking. And, look, I might make a change. I might not make a change, just being honest with you. As of the time that I made that video, as of the time I make any video, I'm giving you my 110% level best as far as how good I am behind camera, as far as my subject matter expertise, and sharing information and trying to make things fun. If I went hardcore on a 43-minute, 15-second video, which is the duration of that video is 43 minutes and 15 seconds, trust me, if I kept it 100%, like if I was being a lecturer, nobody would watch the video. I had to do some things that try to change it up, make it fun, get my lender relaxed a little bit so he was having some more fun, because we got to have fun so it comes through on the camera. If we just were cut and dry, it would have been boring. So, I mean, it's just my take. I try to be edutaining as much as possible. Either you like it or you don't. If it's not for you, there's other real estate content out there. Check it out. All the same, it seems like everybody says the same thing about the content is really good. So anyways, that's my feedback for Bayonet Mike. And if you have any videos, Bayonet Mike, I'd love to see them because I clicked on your profile and I didn't see any. I'd love to see your approach to making videos. Just saying. Matt Nelson, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's trolling. Yep, you're probably right, Matt. And that's sometimes that does happen. Sometimes I do get some trolls out there, and generally that's who makes the negative comments are trolls. And I always know they're a troll whenever I respond back to them based upon how they respond back to me. If they're trying to inflame the situation, then normally what will happen is I'll ban them from the channel because we don't have time for negativity. We should always be inspiring and creating positivity, not negativity. Look, I'm trying to do the best I can and get better. So, I'm a work in progress, the same as anyone else. And the only difference is I'm not afraid to get behind a camera and share what I have to say. And some people are going to like it, some people aren't. At the end of the day, all the content that I share, it will definitely benefit the people that take it to heart. Okay, Poonam Singh, I do have a quick question. What do you suggest as a retirement fund or investing in real estate? So, Poonam, that's a really great question, and I'm glad that you brought that up. So, if you're looking at a retirement fund, you should always have a diversified portfolio. One of the best things that you could do, Poonam, is review your financial situation, because I don't obviously know how much money you have available for your investments. Review it over with a financial advisor. Generally, you would like to have a mix of high volatility, middle volatility, low volatility, and real estate assets mixed in a well-rounded portfolio. It really depends on your financial situation, and it really depends on what you're looking for going into the future as far as what kind of risk is acceptable to you. So please talk that over with a financial advisor. We know that statistically, I can't speak for South Africa real estate, Poonam, but we know statistically the United States real estate on a historic average goes up 3% annually year over year for the last 100 years. So we know that in the long term, real estate can be a good investment and is a good investment for many of us. That being said, it's never wise to put all your eggs in one basket. So that's where the diversification comes into play, Poonam. Please have that conversation with a financial advisor and make a well-informed decision that's right for you. It's a very good question. I'm glad that you brought that up. Okay, then we had Poonam Singh. Your videos are amazing. I appreciate all your hard work. Thank you, Poonam, and I really, really appreciate. Okay, it looks like our little drop friend came back again, so it happens, right? So Lone Runner said, happy holidays. Lone Runner, thank you so much, and I hope that you and yours are enjoying a happy holidays as well. Of course, this is the last live session of the year, and we'll pick up next year with the next live session, but we also go back into recorded format 3 days a week. And the 3 segments that I kept for reference are the home buying tips, the home selling tips, and the home owning tips. The idea is for people to realize that whenever you get onto this channel, it's going to help you every step of the way from A to Z for the rest of your life, hopefully, in real estate cycles from buying to selling to owning. And then I'm not going to keep the investing series going. There is a lot of great content out there, but there's also a lot of people that are far more knowledgeable than I am about real estate investing that make a lot of wonderful content. So, like Bigger Pockets and some of the other people out there, they do a great job of it, and they have a lot of resources about it. That is their passion. My passion is helping you make sense of real estate, very familiar with real estate investing. At the same time, I personally enjoy making the videos about home buying, home selling, going live, and how to own a home successfully the most. So those are the segments I'll be keeping, and I also enjoy sharing personal development tips as well that hopefully that you can use and improve your life with. All the same, Low Runner, thanks so much. Darren Carter, Andrew, we're enjoying our first Christmas in the man cave, watching NFL Network and listening to some Chicago house music. Life is good. We'll be in Vegas in March. Darren, I am so glad that you had the opportunity to close on your house before the holiday season got into full swing, and it's awesome to hear how you're living in it now and enjoying your lifestyle. Super excited for you. Hey, if you're going to be out here in Vegas in March, depending on what our calendars look like, why don't we link up for coffee or something or lunch? That'd be great to meet with you. Tish R says, nice, Darren. Happy New Year's. Darren Carter says, same to you, Tish. That's really good. So really appreciate that. And then we had Pawan Padalia that I watched how to determine your ideal home price. And Pawan says, speak slow for first and let people try to understand you. Secondly, I can die if I don't take a breath. So fortunately, I do take breaths. What you're seeing in that round of editing was whenever I was learning some different editing tactics and techniques, again, constant work in progress here, and listening to some of the big YouTubers saying that it's a good idea to take out the breath so that you don't have wasted space on a video. So the reason you don't hear me taking a breath is that I had specifically edited it out, breathing, so that I condensed the video down so that it was just point by point, just going. As far as speaking slowly, my rate is my speech is my rate of speech. I do work on it. At the same time, it's what's natural and organic to me. It is extremely hard to adjust your rate of speech. And getting behind camera, sometimes I might speak a little bit faster than I intend to. At the same time, it's something that I am working on. So just know that I am working on it as well. So then we had Sue Cavalam that had watched 12-point checklist for the first week in your new home. Sue says great tips along with painting before putting the furniture in the house is a great idea, and also considering to redo the floors if it's on your project list to do before getting your first piece of furniture in. You're absolutely right, Sue. Definitely appreciate you making those highlights off of that 12-point checklist. That is a great starting place for anybody that just closed on their first home. It doesn't matter if you closed a year ago. It's still a great thing to get done. It's a lot of stuff that most people overlook, and there'll be much more helpful homeowning videos coming out next year. Superior Lawn Care, Merry Christmas, Andrew. Thank you, Superior Lawn Care. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Merry Christmas as well. And as we head into New Year's next week, I'm definitely wishing everybody a vibrant 2019. Super excited about the video content that's coming out, and I'm just really looking forward to your feedback. There's all new changes. They're all brand new thumbnails, new format changes. I had new logos created that I'm using in practice now, new animations that I'm using, different ways to provide value and try to keep everything really engaging, fun, entertaining, get a good laugh, and of course, most importantly, be able to have great information to make a well-informed decision moving forward. So I'm really excited about the videos that are going to start coming out in 2019 next week. I've been working on the content strategy for the last 3 months, and I've been recording this month for next month's videos. So super excited to see what you guys have to say. So just so you know, I'm going to have to end this one a little bit early. Reason being is I'm getting ready to meet with a wonderful family that got here from California. We've already scouted out a new construction home community that we're going to be contracting on today, and they're going to be at my office here shortly. So we need to get ready to roll out to the new constructor, new builder, and get them signed up with the new builder and start their construction process on their new family home. Super excited for them. And again, I'm looking forward to catching up with you guys in 2019. So if anyone has questions after this live stream, please leave them in the comment section below or hit me up directly. Thank you so much for being here today. And as always, in between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. We'll see you next year. Enjoy an amazing day.